الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم إنا نسألك موجبات رحمتك وعزائم مغفرتك والغنيمة من كل بر والسلامة من كل إثم. اللهم لا تدع لنا ذنبا إلا غفرته ولا هما إلا فرجته ولا حاجة لك بها رضا ولنا بها صلاح إلا قضيتها ويسرتها يا رب العالمين. جزاكم الله خير for the coming. Inshallah, I will start by, just posing questions maybe in the mind of everybody. When you look to our situation nowadays, it's really is not so encouraging for the Muslim, as I said in the khutbah. And you can, and maybe a lot of time come to ourselves, they're pessimistic. We don't see the optimistic and so many things. And a lot of people say, what can we do? Where do we start? Or something like that. I will start with an example. They say, because this what do we start really? A lot of people say, I think it's very hard to do it. The best way to do, I want to do my duty. I'll be a good Muslim. I'll pray. I do Umrah. I do Zakah. And that's it. It's very hard. You cannot change it. It's so complicated. And so that pessimistic, or that, we call it individual's solution, everybody wants to do it by himself. But that's not what Rasulullah did. And a lot of people said, where we can start? Can we, start by building the machines, the technologies, the building? And you can see it in the Gulf area. A few days ago, I was in Qatar. If you go to Qatar, ya akhi, wallahi, I stayed in hotel. I did not pay for it. They paid for it. It's so luxurious. You cannot imagine. Every night, 12,000 Riyal Qatari. It's so expensive. And it's, when I look at it, and then I went to Qatar and tried to go around, the building, the latest building, you cannot see it even. I went to Europe, I am here in America. I did not see that. It's so exaggerated. Many, they thought, if we do that, we'll solve the problem. But yet, the problem in Qatar was not solved. Same in Dubai. If you go to Dubai, I saw a whole city like Aspen. I don't know if anybody went to Dubai. I mean, the whole city is ice. You can ski inside the mall. It's so amazing, They spend millions and millions to build that city. They want to make, in Dubai, I was in summer. The degree like, about 130 or something. And you enter the mall, you go there, and you see like a whole city, like Ice City, you go and ski and you wear that jacket. I don't know why. Say they want to make the city that way. And you see all kind of weird things. And they say they want to build the highest sky in the world. Why I'm saying that? Because a lot of people say, let's start with that. What's wrong with that? Can we do that? So, all this question, by the way, Malik ibn Nabi, I don't know if anybody read to him. He's a thinker, Algerian thinker. And he said, which one come first? Is it the material things we can build, we can do, or the thinking? We call it عالم الأفكار, the idea. And they were arguing about that, and he proved it in a very intelligent way. He said, let's imagine Germany, and take any country in Africa, like maybe El Congo or any, Congo or whatever, very backward country in Africa. And he said, let's do that. Take the German people, put them in El Congo, and take the Congo people, put them in Germany. What would happen? Think about that question. It's a very intelligent question. What's going to happen to Germany? It's very clean now, we're there. But you will see that everything is messed up, right? Because those people, the streets full of, trash and so forth, and So, what would happen to El Congo?
It would be Germany.
They were rebelling. Right? They were rebelling. Because they cannot live with this messed up environment. Because the idea is there. So the starting things to start from the idea. We have to change our thinking. If we change the thinking, we cannot change anything by building the highest, scraper in the world. And Saudi Arabia now, they want to build higher than that. In Medina al-Malik Abdullah, and I don't know where we're going to get, where somebody else will do more and more. We are racing for that. And really, Malik ibn Nabi said, first you start with the idea. First we start with the idea. And let's go, is it possible? Maybe a lot of people, I'm going to ask you, is it possible to change our situation? Wherever we are, I'm talking about Muslim Ummah. Is it possible? How many say it possible? 3, 4, 5, maybe more. You see my point? We are saying, yes, we have no doubt about it, right? Why we are saying possible? Yeah.
If we start thinking positive, everything is possible. Like, if we try to think everything like it's gonna be better if I find something better for it. If we think, oh, wallahi, it's gonna be really hard for us, maybe we cannot do it, or maybe we can do it, it's going to negative think and in the halfway, so it's never be possible. Because you don't have any action for it, and you don't feel for it to go and do it. If you don't feel to do something, it's never possible. If we feel to do it, everything is possible, I believe.
Excellent.
I think to sum up everything, it's just education.
It's just education. It starts from education. We have a lot of, ideas about that one. But we start with the idea. We say, to destroy the pessimism, عوامل اليأس. There are 4 elements or 4 tools to destroy that. They say the first one, they say it, علم الاجتماع, the society science. Why? Because they say the reality today is the dream of the past. And the dream of today is the reality of the future. حقائق اليوم أحلام اليوم حقائق الغد. أحلام اليوم حقائق الغد. So we have to start from the idea. As they prove it, we have to start from the idea. So if we have the right idea, if we believe in it, we can make it. And then they said the history proved that. Let's talk about it a little bit. I want to take you to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Sallu ala Rasul. Sallu ala Sayyidina. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam was sitting in the cave with the little dates and water, has nothing else. He's illiterate, as I said in the khutbah. And then the wahi came to him. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala descended to him the message. And what he said, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I said it in my khutbah, وَمَا أَرْسَلْنَاكَ إِلَّا رَحْمَةً لِلْعَالَمِينَ. So, the messenger is 40 years old or so. He's illiterate. He has, if you look at it, want to analyze it. And this message is so big, it's not for all of humanities. The West and the East, China, Rome, Persia, it's so big. And then we look to possibility, Let's say if you want to go across the China and go to Persia and Rome, think about it. You need to have resources. How many? To go to China and to the whole world. It's so many, right? And not only so many, the quality too. You see my point? The quality has to be so good. Because we're challenging the whole world here. The message is not small. And Rasulullah ﷺ stayed 13 years, right? In Mecca. How many people at that time were Muslim or became a Muslim? Any guess?
100,000.
100,000. How many? After 13 years. Anybody knows? Yes? After 13 years of the da'wah in Mecca by Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. How many?
300.
30 something.
30 something. How many made the hijrah? It's about 80, 86. A lot of people said 86. And look to the quality. Most of them women, children, youth. I'm saying youth. And weak people, slaves like Bilal and so forth. So this after 13 years, 86 only. It's very hard way, right? When you look at it, it's very hard way. That's one side. But look to the other side. Look also to the society. Everybody was against him. Right? Not even Quraysh with him. Imagine the whole Quraysh, if the whole Quraysh with him is not going to do anything with the world, changing the world. But the whole Quraysh against him. So he ran away to Medina. He made the hijrah. You know that. He escaped to the Medina. Subhanallah. And then look to the mentalities of the people. What they used to think. They used to fight when they race by the horses. If one guy from the other tribe get faster than him, get a right, and they start fighting for that. If they dispute about one naqa, one camel, they start fighting. So the revenge between them, as a matter of fact, between all the tribes. Everybody, between them, killing and revenge and... So this is the society Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam came. The whole thinking is twisted, as I said. They used to scare from everything. They used to pray to the dates, make it, and then eat it. That's their God. That's how they used to think. That's what the society that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam came and to deliver the message. It's a very hard job, right? Imagine, here at least the society now, we don't have that, right? We don't have that. So they call it this al-mu'tayat al-safriyi. It's, you have zero resources to change the society, to deliver the message. And when you look to the Islam, in less than 40 years, really get to China and Persia and Rome, get everywhere. 40 years. See, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam start from changing the mind. What he said. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, they say, فَاعْلَمْ أَنَّهُ لَا إِلَهَ إِلَّا اللَّهِ. He starts, فَاعْلَمْ أَنَّهُ لَا إِلَهَ إِلَّا اللَّهِ. And the first ayat was descending, what he was saying, اقرأ علم بالقلم. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when he went to Medina, what he did? He was taking all the, we call it al-akhdhu bil-asbab. He said, count for me how many Muslim in Medina. See? The statistics. And he said, count to me how many knows how to read and write. See? He's taking step by step. And then in Ghazwat Badr, you remember, we said, when he captured the Asra, he said, we'll let you go if you teach 10 people. So he started treating the society. He started taking the cause. Teaching, as he said, education, teaching the society, changing the mind. He said, when he told the people, La ilaha illallah, people at that time understand what La ilaha illallah. Very simple. Said, we cannot say it. Because you reject everything first. And then you accept Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in your hearts. And this is a big meaning. We don't understand it nowadays. We say it just like, La ilaha illallah, that's it. But no effect in our behaviors, in our mind. But the people at that time make a big difference. Those 60, 86 or something, those we call it qaida salba, those the strong foundation that change everything. Everything. They have the good understanding, solid understanding, and change the world. Well, this maybe you will tell me, well, okay, this is Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave victory to the messenger. Well, let's look to the history. I want to give you another example. Look to China. China in 1900, it's not far away. How many? There were almost 900,000, about 1 billion. What happened to China at that time? That time, they have, maybe Dr. Hisham, مرض العمى الجدري, glaucoma. You know how many blind? 100,000. Blind because of that disease. And then England, they call it حرب الأفيون. They distribute the Afyun, the drugs, and 100 million drug addicts. See? And then, of course, Japan occupied China. They have hundreds of ethnicity, all kind of ethnicity. They want to divide. They want everybody to go independent. The ignorant is everywhere. Not only that, the animosity between them is so huge. They were fighting and so forth. Then came Mao Zedong. You heard of him? Mao Zedong. He was in the 3rd year of university like anybody. And he thought about it. He started with the idea. I'm going to bring China again. I'm going to liberate it from the occupation. Japan. Of course, England was taking Hong Kong and Taiwan and other pieces, I'm going to unify it. I'm going to bring it back. And he tried how many times? He tried 4 times. And he failed. And then they tried again. And look to China right now. After 100 or so years. They don't have the message that we have. But they made it. They start with the idea of want to change. And they did it. I'm going to bring you another example. Germany. Germany was 300 actually different locality before the World War I. Bismarck unified all of that. Start building the Germany. And then after World War II, what happened to Germany? Everybody knows, right? Destroyed. We put all kind of restriction on Germany by Al-Hulafa, by United States and Russia and so forth. They divide, they put a wall. Remember? What happened? 3 things they say the state in Germany. The man, the people, and then the dirt, because the whole thing was destroyed, and the time. And with no time, we're talking about after 1940 something. You see? After 1940 something. Look to Germany. Germany united itself. Now is the strongest country in Europe, with no doubt about it. And even though the restriction is still there, so the change can come. If you look to the history, yes, we can do that. We can do that, but we need to work for it as they work for it, not by wishes. So they put strategy, they follow on the strategy, and they kept working, till they change it. Look to Japan. Same example. Japan was destroyed after World War II. Japan right now conquered the world in their technologies and their everything. As a matter of fact, Japan, if they want to do nuclear bomb now, they will do it with no time. But there is a restriction. They don't let them. Said, we will protect you. And they said, good for us. Keep spending the money, we'll spend our energy with something else. And that's what they did. Look to Korea, look to all of that. So in other words, yes, we can do that. So the history telling you, yes, we can do that. And then other thing that will tell us, yes, we can do it. How many glad title in the Quran and the Sunnah that the Islam is coming? Many. يريدون ليطفئوا نور الله بأفواههم والله متم نوره ولو كره المشركون. Maybe Sheikh Muhammad, those ayat is full of the Quran. أحاديث الرسول عليه الصلاة والسلام. والله لا يبلغن هذا الدين ما بلغت الليل والنهار. You see those ahadith, it's everywhere. Ahadith and ayat telling us, yes, the Islam is coming. Wallahi ya akhi, the Islam is coming. But you remember when Al-Khabbab ibn al-Arat came to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam and he told him, Ya Rasul, they were torturing in the Mecca. Yeah. And Al-Khabbab told him, Ya Rasulullah, ألا تنصر لنا? Because you remember, they killed the companions of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. They tortured them in Mecca. And it was so hard on them. So hard. Bilal put the rock in his chest, So, Ummu Ammar, Ali Yasir, Sabran Ali Yasir, Inna maw'idukum al-Jannah. What Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said? Sheikh Muhammad, ولكنكم قوم تستعجلون. Allah subhanahu, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, see, you have to have patience. You have to do it step by step. And that's what Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam stayed 13 years to build the foundation. And then, in that foundation, change the whole world. The whole world. So look after that in Islam. I'm going to give you just a glance of Al-Asr al-Abbasi. What was at that time? It was full. It's very hard to find somebody could not read in Baghdad. The scientific and thinking and freedom is full. It was the capital of the world. That's what and Al-Asr al-Abbasi, maybe 100 years or so from Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. That's what happened to, we call it Al-Hadara al-Islamiyya, the civilization, the Muslim civilization. You see the books that they write. It's unbelievable. When the Mughal came and destroyed Baghdad, they said 7 or 8 days, the water were, dark from even the inks. That's what the Muslim civilization, did to the world. And by the way, the whole civilization of the world, it was built on the civilization, in the Muslim civilization. They were better than us. They translate it and they use it for the material civilization right now. They were so intelligent. So So really, if you look at it, when Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam start the da'wah, has no resources whatsoever. Sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And when the time in Baghdad, it was unbelievable. If you want to take those examples and so, when Andalus and so forth, it's unbelievable. So what I'm gonna say, that yes, we can change, but really we have to start understanding our society. What's the problem? That's what Rasulullah ﷺ started. When he went to Medina, he went with many actions. He started to call it Raf' al-Waqi'. He started understanding the reality where he lived. He didn't start from nowhere. And you remember, as I told you, he did the statistic and so forth, but not only that. Who was controlling the water in Medina? The Jewish. Remember? And then what he said, Rasulullah sallam, to Uthman ibn Affan. He actually dig the well and he has their own water. Independent. As we start, step by step. He got the water. And then the Jewish used to have the souk, the market. So really he opened the market for the Muslims. So Rasulullah ﷺ was thinking to build a society. What's our problem? You start thinking, what's our problem? The Jewish were taking advantage. They has the money. So he built the market. So the Muslims start, having their own money. Not borrowing from Jewish for riba, because he prohibited the riba. So as you can see, the first step, we have to understand our society, where we live. I'm not gonna go far. We say, okay, this Ummah Islamiyya and so forth and so. But ya akhi, start from here. Start from here. Let's understand our society in this locality. Let me ask you this. How many Muslims in Sioux Falls? Sheikh, Dr. Hisham?
About 4,000.
About 4,000. But definitely more than 83 people, 86 people that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam built. There we have a lot of Muslims. Right? We have a lot of Muslims. So this society, by the way, because we don't have to go far. I'm not asking you to change the world. But I'm asking you and myself to change yourself first. Change the society that we live in. So, about 4,000. And we've been here for how many years? Like 4,000. 20 years? Okay. 20 years ago, how many Muslims were there?
15.
15 people?
Yes.
But they were not Muslim, not coming here, right? Because it's 4,000 Muslim migrate here, come from other places to stay here, right? So one thing I'm thinking about it. America is the best society, by the way, for da'wah. Wallahi al-azim, ya akhi. If you look, what Rasulullah was looking for? Looking for freedom, only for freedom, to convey the message. That's what he was looking. He was not looking for money. He was not looking for anything. He was looking to gain the hearts of you, to be occupied by La ilaha illallah. That's what he was looking. Very simple. Wallahi, think about it this way. فَاعْلَمْ أَنَّهُ لَا إِلَهَ إِلَّا اللَّهِ. Just say that. and believe on it. Believe on it, understanding. That's what they start. So what I went to Europe, go to our countries in Middle East, go to everywhere. The best place and the most freedom is United States. And the Muslim are sleeping. Wallahi ya akhi, is busy with the material life. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَمَا خَلَقْتُ الْجِنَّ وَالْإِنسَ إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُونَ مَا أُرِيدُ مِنْهُمْ مِنْ رِزْقٍ وَمَا أُرِيدُ أَن يُطْعِمُونَ. يعني even Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He created us only for worship. But don't think of the worship just the prayer. No. Worship, as I said, is comprehensive meaning. Whatever you do is worship. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in Surah Tabarak, الذي خلق الموت والحياة ليبلوكم أيكم أحسن عملا. What the best deed in this locality? Ya akhi, wallahi, the best deed in this locality and every locality in America is the da'wah. And we don't do it. And the da'wah, let me give you an example. If we have the seriousness, if we are sincere with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, let's put an objective, ya akhi. Let's say this year we are 4,000. What to put next year? Everybody take a year and just bring one Muslim. So it'll be 8,000. Right? And then the next year, the after year, we are 8. Become 16,000. I'm not bring the Muslim from outside. No. Make the Muslim, reach out to those people. Yesterday I gave a lecture in Brookings. They're looking for you, to educate them. Wallahi, ya akhi.
So they're like thirsty person. They need just some words to tell them.
So the open mind is there. And this is your duty. That's what, don't think, وَمَا أَرْسَلْنَاكَ إِلَّا رَحْمَةً لِلْعَالَمِينَ, just to send in Rasulullah. They send to us too. We have to carry that message. So really, we are mercy to those people. لا إكراه في الدين. But first be example yourself. So really the first step, you will say, okay, it's hard, how can we do it? Well, it's very simple. First understand your deen. Wallahi, it's not complicated. Understand what's really the fundamental of the deen. There is a big difference, by the way, between a deen wa tadayyun. And that's our problem. The deen is so clear. So simple. Tadayyun, so messed up, so complicated. That's what happened. What I meant by the tadayyun, your application to the deen, everybody applied differently. Whereas the deen is one. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, very clear. The Quran is one. The teaching is one. So really we have to clean it up and make sure, take those foundations and build on it. And there is some foundation, I hope maybe sometimes later, we'll talk about just understand the Islam. We have to understand it. We have to spend effort. And maybe Sheikh Muhammad and so forth. Those foundations of Islam, we have to understand them. And convey it to the society. It's very simple. The most complicated problem they ask about women. And now we have tens of ways to deal with a woman. As a Muslim, a lot of Muslims want to cover her everything. Keep, one eye open and the rest is not open. Or maybe two eyes, or little windows. Or we make all the whole life is about how our sister, the wearing of our sister. But it's not. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam was not complicated at the time of Rasulullah. We don't know what to do with the women. And this is challenging for, they challenge us with this concept, you know. How do you deal with the women? Let's give her the freedom. Let's do this, let's do this. Where Rasulullah really, you know, honored the woman. And we have to respect that, respect her, you know. And the way that Rasulullah dealt with the women and how they, you know, that's one of the issues. I just brought it, you know. And many issues like that. So understand the issue that they ask us about it. Understand what do you convey to them. That's from the foundation. But by the way, not only that, and as a Muslim, wallahi, you will fail in conveying the da'wah. Because I tell you what, even if you convey the da'wah now, we don't have any institute to follow those new Muslims, to educate them and nurture them and make sure they understand Islam properly. And they merge with you, became real Muslim, like me and you and so forth, understand real Islam. Wallahi ya akhi, you won't imagine. They will be better than me and better than you. Because they understand this society. They understand how they change it. And that's what we need, to let them understand Islam. And they will carry the message. And they have more motivation than you and me. Because they're brothers and sisters and wives and fathers and so forth. They care about them. So if they understand it, they will convey it. And imagine with 10 years, this society, ya Sheikh Dr. Hisham, multiply, you know, every year you are doubling. I'm talking about exponential. It would be, you will be, now we have 1 or 2 masajid, maybe you will have every corner a masjid. They will build it. Don't worry about it. They will build it. Wallahi, I'm not dreaming. But this is reality. Let's put the object, I don't want to talk about, you know, go to Egypt and change it. Go to Syria and change it. No, talking change here. You are here. Your duty to work in this community. And the first thing, as I said, work in yourself. Don't think if you don't understand the Islam, go ahead and study. Now, it's everywhere. In the internet, and everything is there. Wallahi, everything is there. The sheikh is here, and everybody is, you know. But the problem, first we have to have one idea, believe on it, that we want to change at least this society. Start with the idea. If you don't start with the idea, nothing is going to change. We don't need anything. If you change the idea and start working for it, put the foundation, yes, it happened. So you have to say, as they say, everybody, maybe you know better than me, you have to decide what are we going to achieve. We want to achieve, maybe, you know, put an objective. In 10 years, we want to make Dr. Hisham, Sheikh Muhammad, this society, let's say, now we have 4,000, want to make it like in 10 years, 100,000. 100,000 Muslims. How many the population of Sioux Falls? 75,000.
No. Sioux Falls?
175.
Yeah.
250.
250.
75.
175.
The mayor told him.
No.
175.
Okay. Whatever. Let's make, ya akhi, put an objective. Put an objective. In 10 years, you make, ya akhi, 50,000. Put an objective. Make it reasonable. 50,000. We are 4,000 right now. It will happen. But you have to Everybody responsible. And everybody from us here has to be a carrier for this message, wherever you go. And you start thinking day and night, how can I affect people? Wallahi, you will take every minute to talk to them about Islam in a nice way. وَادْعُوا إِلَى سَبِيلِ رَبِّكَ بِالْحِكْمَةِ وَالْمَوْعِظَةِ الْحَسَنَةِ. I show them my good example. I will be truthful with them. You see, I help them. I take care of their things. They will come to Islam, wallahi, without say. They will ask you, why you're doing here? Because I love you. Wallahi, tell them, I love you for humanities. Because that's our principle. That's what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَمَا أَرْسِلْتُ إِلَّا رَحْمَةً لِلْعَالَمِينَ. Our message is mercy to all human beings. They will change their idea about Islam. Now Islam and terrorists is just like that. So you will start changing the idea. This is not what Islam we know. They said in the news and so forth, Islam is terrorist. No, tell them Islam is mercy. And we love you. So open your hearts to them, to rescue them from the hellfire. Take the example of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. You remember when a Jewish boy was dying? Allahu Akbar. Was dying. And Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam went to him and start convincing him to say La ilaha illallah. Why stay there? La ilaha, say La ilaha illallah. And his father staying there. And he stayed with him till he said, his father tell him, do what Abu Qasim telling you. His father told him, and he said, La ilaha, ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. Wa ashhadu anna Muhammad Rasulullah. Then he died. The Sahaba was wondering. They were wondering, the Sahaba. Ya Rasulullah, they told him, why did you spend all of this time? He's a Jewish. They were actually harming Rasulullah because they put the trash in front of his door.
Yeah.
And you stayed after him till he said, La ilaha illallah. Why you did that? Because he's gone. What is going to benefit Muslim? Well, this is your message, brothers and sisters. We are not benefiting from anybody becoming Muslim. No. Our message to rescue them from the hellfire. He said, أَنْقَذْتُ نَفْسًا مِنَ النَّارِ. And that's his message. So the message really to care about those people. And wallahi, they are so open-minded to that. So we have to do it. So I don't want to, I think, a short time, right? So what I'm going to say as a conclusion, really, I like practical things. I know maybe not all 4,000 are here, but start with whoever attend today. And wallahi, make the commitment with yourself, with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to first change yourself. And you will be the winner. Change yourself. By what? By really understanding the Islam. Don't understand Islam as they told you what Islam. No, go ahead and make sure this is the right Islam. This is the right thinking. And that's how Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam started. Clean up all the, the small things. We have to look to the foundation of Islam and understand it. And then commit, Ya Akhi, here with the Sheikh, with the Dr. Hisham, to really commit to the da'wah. And in my opinion, you have to have institution for da'wah, Ya Akhi, Muhammad here. How to make sure, put a fund for it. And in my opinion, make a seminar, how to convey the da'wah. Because we have to learn the latest way how to do that. And many scholars talk about it. Sheikh Jamal Badawi, for example. Many other people talk about the da'wah. They are expert how they reach the non-Muslim. So bring people here. Because you have to take it step by step. So you have to bring people here to teach about, how we convey the Islam. And let's make also seminar about understanding the Islam. I will come, inshallah, and give some lecture about that. That's no problem. Whenever Dr. Hisham told me come, I'll put it ala rasi. I will come. We'll come. We'll do it together. And then the other thing, Dr. Hisham, make sure you absorb the new Muslim. So do also that institution assign fund to help them. Because al-mu'allafatu qulubihim, at the beginning, they need help. Because they may be drug addict or they have a lot of problems. Don't think they will be clean right away. Wallahi, Sheikh, Allah يطول بعمره, Moro, Abdul Fattah Moro. He said a story. Tunis. He is from Tunisia. He said we were in Tunisia. Everybody get lost in the Ayyam Abu Ruqayba. And he was, looking for people to invite them to the masjid, just to the masjid. And he found a man, Sakran, brought him to the masjid, drunk. And when he came to the masjid, he was praying, and then the musallin smelled the alcohol. And then they start beating him. Yeah, you're drunk. And they want to kick him out of the masjid. And then Abdul Fattah Moro put himself above him. He said, just protect that guy. And then that guy pushed him aside, and they did not let him to pray with them. Because this is the mentality. It's backward mentality. And then you know what happened to that man? He was, wallahi, I heard it from Dr. Muro. He was making sujood and he died. And Abdul Fattah Muro, he said, he was crying. He said, he went to Jannah without any rak'ah lillah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You see, this is, accept people. They will have a lot of problems. So we have to welcome them, not kick them out of the masjid. They were trying, and he insisted he will not leave the masjid. Subhanallah, and he died. Died while he's making sujood. And he's drunk. So really, ya akhi, accept this society. Society is so open. Take advantage. Wallahi, commit. And really, for you, it's a lot of work for the idara of the masjid. And when you make the things is well studied and so forth, I think inshallah will be successful. And all of us will be like one team. One team. Our main first concern, to understand our deen, and then convey da'wah. How many Muslim we bring here? And if somebody is successful, teach the other. I can give you a story, and I will end with it. Dr. Hamid Razali, Hamid Razali. He was in Lawrence. Lawrence is like university town. And there is a brother, he's from Malaysia. He does not know any English. He go to university, and whenever prayer, he stand in the campus and make adhan and start praying. And everybody, a lot of people come to him. Some people come to him. What are you doing, man? He said, let me tell you. He doesn't know English. He said, let's go to that man. He will tell you what I'm doing. And he take him to the masjid. And then after, few weeks, he became a Muslim. Every day he bring Hamid like about 1 or 2. And Hamid said, what kind of miracle? How do you bring those people? He said, Wallahi, I do nothing. Just I pray, and they ask me, I bring them to you because I cannot convey the message to them. And Wallahi, Hamid swear, he told me, about 20 people became a Muslim from that man. He was sincere, So inshallah, convinced, Wallahi, we can do it together, inshallah. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward of you. Sorry for, taking more time. I wish we'll come back again, inshallah. We'll have different things, inshallah, in different setting. Maybe Sheikh Muhammad and Dr. Hisham will help us. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك والعصر إن الإنسان لفي خسر إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر. جزاكم الله خير والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
جزاك الله خيرا. نسأل الله سبحانه وتعالى أن يتقبل منك يا دكتور جهاد. دكتور جهاد he make us very very sad when you think about what he said. You will feel guilty. We didn't do anything for Islam. I'm telling you the truth. Wallahi, when we stand in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I'm not gonna say to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala asked us, what did you do for Islam in Sioux Falls? I used to run behind the dunya. من الناس من يحمل هم الدعوة ومن الناس من تحمل الدعوة همه. There is some people, they are worried about the Islam. But there is some people also, the Islam is worried about them. كما قال الحسن البصري يأتي الإسلام يوم القيامة ويشير على كل واحد رجل كان أو امرأة ويقول يا رب هذا نصرني ويا ربي هذا خذلني حتى يأتي ويقف أمام عمر بن الخطاب ويقول يا رب كنت غريبا على هذه الأرض حتى أسلم هذا الرجل. The Islam will tell Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, this person, he supported me. This person, he used to work for me. Until he comes to Umar ibn al-Khattab and he said, that person, he supported me a lot. I was weak until that person accepted Islam. Ask yourself before you sleep what you have done for Islam. What's your job? What you are doing? You don't have to be Hafiz Quran. You don't have to be a scholar to serve the Islam. You can serve the Islam in anywhere. To be a good example. To be a good example. Right? نسأل الله سبحانه وتعالى أن يجعلنا وإياكم قدوة عملية على هذه الأرض. نسأل الله سبحانه وتعالى أن يفتح لنا قلوب عباده. أسأل الله سبحانه وتعالى أن يبارك في أخينا الدكتور جهاد وأن يجعل ما قاله في ميزان حسناته وأن ينفعنا به وأن يكون واقعا عمليا في حياتنا. And there is 3 rights for Islam. The first thing to understand the Islam. تفهم الإسلام. وأن تعتز بالإسلام. To be proud by your deen. And to work for the Islam. You have to do something for Islam. أسأل الله سبحانه وتعالى أن يجعلنا وإياكم من أهل هذا الدين. أسأل الله سبحانه وتعالى أن يجعلنا وإياكم من العاملين لهذا الدين. أسأل الله سبحانه وتعالى أن يبيض بنا وبكم وجه الإسلام حيث كنا. اللهم بيض بنا وجه الإسلام حيث كنا. اللهم اجعلنا دعاة في سبيلك. اللهم اجعلنا دعاة في سبيلك. اللهم افتح لنا قلوب عبادك. اللهم افتح لنا قلوب عبادك. اللهم حنن علينا قلوب عبادك. اللهم افتح قلوب أهل هذه البلاد لدينك ولدعوتك. اللهم افتح قلوب أهل هذه البلاد لدينك ولدعوتك يا رب العالمين. اللهم اشرح صدورهم لدينك. اللهم اشرح صدورهم لدينك. اللهم اجعلنا خير رسل للإسلام في هذه البلاد. اللهم اجعلنا خير رسل للإسلام في هذه البلاد. اللهم انصر دينك وكتابك وعبادك الصالحين. اللهم انصر دينك وكتابك وعبادك الصالحين. اللهم من أرادنا والإسلام بخير فوفقه إلى كل خير، ومن أرادنا والإسلام بسوء فاجعل كيده في نحره، واجعل تدبيره تدميره، واجعل الدائرة تدور عليه يا رب العالمين. اللهم أبرم لهذه الأمة أمر رشد يعز فيه أهل طاعتك ويذل فيه أهل معصيتك، ويحكم فيه بشرعك يا رب العالمين، ويؤمر فيه بالمعروف وينهى فيه عن المنكر. اللهم ألف على الخير قلوبنا، ونجنا من الظلمات إلى النور، وارزقنا يا ربنا قبل الموت توبة. اللهم ارزقنا قبل الموت توبة، وعند الموت شهادة، وبعد الموت جنة ونعيما يا رب العالمين. اللهم إن هذا إقبال ليلك وإدبار نهارك وأصوات دعاتك فاغفر لنا. اللهم إنك تعلم أن هذه القلوب قد اجتمعت على محبتك، والتقت على طاعتك، وتوحدت على دعوتك، وتعاهدت على نصرة شريعتك، فوثق اللهم رابطتها، وأدم ودها، واهدها سبلها، واملأها بنورك الذي لا يخبو، واشرح صدورها بفيض الإيمان بك وجميل التوكل عليك، واحيها بمعرفتك، وأمتها على الشهادة في سبيلك، إنك نعم المولى ونعم النصير. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون، وسلام على المرسلين، والحمد لله رب العالمين.